Sometimes I like to think of video games as a little vacation from life. You know, just relax and unwind. So for this video, I'll be taking a 1-week vacation to the mysterious world of Nightingale. A big thanks to Inflection Games for sponsoring this video. Nightingale is on sale now, and you can pick it up for yourself on Steam. Since hitting early access in March, they've added a bunch of quality of life features and content, including a new offline mode, crafting from storage, new weapons, abilities, and quests. Now off to that vacation I was talking about. My Monday started off nicely enough, dumped into this creepy cave with a very ominous-sounding tour guide leading the way. I accidentally punched him when I approached. Oop, guess that's one way to say hi. He didn't mind though, and walked me through opening my first portal anyway.
Fly, Realm Walker. The fiends have caught your despairing stench.
A gateway between the many different realms I'll be able to visit. This one led to a nice forest full of these beautiful deer. I enjoyed a nice campfire by the sea there and roasted some berries, then was rushed quickly on to the next realm by my guide. I arrived to find a very vivid desert with these friendly walking trees, where my guide suggested I put up a tent and get a little rest for what was to come next, along with making some basic tools to help me on my trip. After that, it was back on schedule and off to the next realm, a swamp. Here, I went on a nice hunting expedition, tracking down these dangerous-looking kangaroo rats with my knife. These first two gave me a bit of trouble, but eventually I had the 3 hides I needed to make myself this capelet to help protect me a bit more. Then roasted their meat and learned to use their bones to make an injury salve I can use to heal. My guide reappeared after that. He's definitely an odd fellow.
You've stolen life to preserve your own.
He asked me to think of a place to go, and what better for a vacation than plenty of sun and sand. The desert it is. He sent me to one more portal, mentioning to beware of something called the Bound. I suppose I'll figure out who or what they are soon enough. I got a bit distracted on my way, though, by this big metal structure with balloons floating over it. The stairs had this glowing echo near the bottom I collected for some light reading, then I made my way up. There was a chest on the stairs with a few tidbits inside. I grabbed them for later, and then at the top found one more chest. This one with something more exciting inside. An umbrella. Definitely something useful for a nice vacation. Who knows, it might rain. More excitingly though, in this game the umbrella serves another purpose. It's also a glider. Definitely way better than the stairs. I used it to glide towards the portal, but with limited stamina I had to drop a bit early, dropping right into this dangeroo. It did a little spin and jump first. Ooh look, dinner and a show. I made it to the portal after that and put in another set of realm cards. Just as my guide had warned though, the Bound appeared. These 3 were creepy looking goblins that ran at me, flailing their arms. I kept running out of stamina, but thanks to the meat I'd eaten, my health was a lot higher now. So I used my trusty knife, and it wasn't long till they were gone. That's enough of this place. Let's get on to that desert. I arrived at my main destination early Tuesday morning and was greeted again by my guide Puck. In this game you have a home realm, so for my adventure today I'll be building myself a house. First, a bit of sightseeing though. I spotted this big pyramid thing and made my way to it, where I found some other people. One just chatted mostly, suggesting I help another fellow that was wandering around named Harvey. He wanted help building these sleeping bags and a fire. I used what I had already, then chopped down this tree, which I'm pretty sure fell on me. Hey now, I finished the job anyway, and then Harvey offered to join me. Sure, why not? I spoke to this trader next who had the blueprints for all sorts of things I can make. You buy them with essence, which you can extract from pretty much anything. I had a bit already, but didn't want to use it all yet, and decided to go see what was at the top of the pyramid instead. There was a door there, guarded by some electricity I just had to test out. Nope, definitely can't get in there yet. Maybe we'll visit there tomorrow. I set my sights on building a house now, along with crafting some better gear. As I looked for a spot to build, I found some rocks I couldn't break yet, and another interesting structure. It was pretty, and inside I found a shiny Fey chest with some potions and a minor realm card. Guess I'll just hang on to that for now. I was grabbing building supplies as I went, but when I got too heavy, I decided I should probably just go ahead and pick a spot. Harvey was gathering stuff too, I noticed. Then I got a bit too close to these giant grasshoppers. Apparently, they are very territorial and didn't want me getting close to their rocks. With Harvey's help, I dealt with them all. Looks like it's bug meat for dinner tonight. In the end, I decided on this nice flat spot between some trees and this cave, placing my estate cairn there. It keeps enemies from spawning in the area, and you can fast travel to it anytime. Plus, it becomes your respawn if you die, which hopefully I won't. Harvey added some stone blocks, and I gathered the rest of the rocks I needed to finish it. Then Puck showed up again. He gave me some building blueprints to get started, and so I did. You can place the blueprints without the materials, so I started placing things as Harvey added some stone blocks he had, eventually ending up with this nice little box. Puck showed up next with a new quest. Get a gear score of 20 to unlock the Antiquarian Side of Power, which happens to be that pyramid I was just checking out. Well, that's convenient. Now, in order to make some better gear I'll have to make myself some crafting benches. This simple workbench is a good start. Then I bought myself a sewing bench blueprint at the trader. Oops, forgot to add a door. I needed more materials for the sewing bench though, and did a lot of exploring while I gathered what I needed. On the way, I noticed this very fun boomerang attack I can do with my sickle. I also realized at this point that the heat from the sun cuts your stamina down a lot, but thankfully the umbrella also works for shade. It didn't help at all though for the shade these giant grasshoppers started throwing at me and Harvey. One attacked and they all followed. Luckily, I can keep my umbrella out while I fight with the knife, and I was able to stay cool while slicing through the bugs. We managed to survive and continued collecting material, with the fiber and wood I needed being a bit hard to come by in this desert. Then on top of that, using two-handed tools kept me from using my umbrella. If you stand just right though, you can use the shade of the tree. Well, till it's gone at least. Watch out, Harvey. I was able to finish my sewing bench and this tanning rack with the materials we'd gathered, then started crafting. I turned some hide I had from the swamp kangaroos into straps to use for better tools. I didn't have much hide, but I did have plenty of chitin from all the bugs. And it can be turned into chitinous hide to use for all the same things as regular hide. After making all the simple tools and weapons to replace my makeshift ones, including a new sling bow, I turned some hide into leather too so I could make myself some better clothes. I still needed more fiber to make them, and went out exploring late that evening, finding a few bits around all of these interesting little landmarks before heading back to my nice little box to call it a night. My sleeping bag wasn't great, but I managed to sleep well enough anyway, and woke up refreshed, ready for a new day. When I went outside though, I found the nightlife was still hanging around, and it was definitely a lot more interesting than the day. The same bound creatures that attacked me at the last portal were stumbling around off in the distance. Well, until they saw me. We dealt with the goblin first, then this antlered grenade-throwing guy. The last monster had a lantern on its head, and I ran before he shot another ranged attack to smash it. Good morning. That's one way to start the day. As I continued finishing up my new clothes, I noticed that different materials had different attributes. I had a limited selection at this point though, and went out hunting more elephants and bugs, which seemed to give extra stamina or stamina regeneration. Before lunch, I ventured off into this cave too. Hello? Finding a very not nice scorpion and some sulfur and coal. Even though I really don't need them yet. I found another fey chest too for some fancy goodies, then decided to smash up the chest for some fancy wood. Then when I finished my last piece of gear back home, I equipped it to find my gear score was now level 20 and high enough to enter the big pyramid place. I roasted some bug meat for lunch and then made myself some extra marbles for the sling bow before heading off to see what was inside. At the top of the pyramid, the barrier was still there. This time, though, it let me through. Inside, I found another echo first, with some stuff I'm totally not reading. It seemed interesting enough in here, but it got a lot more interesting when the bounds started making their way up the stairs. Only 2 at first, then a few more staggered in. Oh, no. No. Hold still. I kept my distance and used the sling bow on them, before heading downstairs for more. It seemed too quiet here as I cautiously made my way down. Turns out it was a bit of a trap though. I made this drop and several of the bounds spawned right behind me. Oh, hi there. I was looking for you guys. I got in a couple shots, then ran through them so I didn't end up stuck. Things were going okay enough until this bunny-eared guy came in with his big sword. One good slash and a bit of a traffic jam later left me low on health. Sorry, Harvey, you're on your own. I left him and ran using some injury salve on my way. jumping this gap, hoping they couldn't follow, and managing to shoot one. You can't hit me. Oh, maybe you can. Leaving just 2 left now. They ended up taking care of themselves, though. Alright, let's get all the goodies. I continued to the bottom next, where more bounds spawned in, and I ran back up the stairs like a big chicken. It made them a lot easier to deal with, though, and I managed to take out bunny ears and 2 lantern heads with my sling bow. And back down we go. Oh no, back up we go, back up we go. Using the high ground of the stairs, I fought off the last of them, gathered up all their goodies, and went down another set of stairs to find one final wave of bound. Hello again. Yeah. After defeating them, I found a very fancy set of stairs leading into an even fancier room. There was an echo there to grab, and then it seemed like my only option was to hit this button. When I did, all the lights turned red, and this fabled automaton knight appeared with a big boss bar. I tried my sling bow first, but looks like it does reduced damage. Then my sickle, which does even more reduced damage. Eventually, I tried the pickaxe, which did the most damage, but it also required that I get close enough for him to hit me too. Ow, ow, 2, 3, ha. Ooh, get him, Javi. Woo. Eventually, we prevailed, and the boss exploded as it fell, and this seemed to unlock a special echo in the center of the room, which unlocked my first major realm card blueprint. Then, of course, after all the fun was done, Puck showed up, giving me a blueprint for an enchanter's table too. Hoo-hoo. Travel to respite. Respite? Respite. After fast traveling back home, I bought a couple more things from the trader and got straight to work making the enchanter's focus table. It required lumber from a saw table and glass from this smelter, which required this quartz. And now I'll be able to make the cards I need to travel to a new realm with paper and ink. I made the ink with some flowers on this new mortar and crafted a forest card. Then the Antiquarian card I just unlocked. I know where I'm going tomorrow. Boom. Boom. First, though, I think I might add a bit onto my building and bought myself another blueprint. Once you've interacted with a trader, you can access all of their items through your guidebook here. It's like Amazon. Except I don't even have to wait for them to ship it. I just build it myself. Good night. Thursday started off just as sunny and sandy as ever in the desert, but that was about to change. We're going to the forest today. I packed up a few things and headed off to the portal. On my way, discovering another side of power I wasn't ready for yet, and this interesting statue. As I was checking it out, I saw the red swirls of more bounds spawning in. Harvey and I dealt with them easily enough, and for my prize, I got this shiny cherry-shaped echo with no words except this new blueprint it unlocked. Ooh, I'll have to build one of those. Under the statue was this power-up, which gave me the very fun ability to jump extra high. Now I can check out this cool giant lion statue up close. As I continued over the hill, though, I realized I'd made a mistake. This wasn't the portal I'd meant to go to, but something else. I'd found a realmic transmuter for this realm, where you can play minor cards. I had several to choose from, but ended up trying this Thin Veil card, which increases speed and stamina in trade for an increase in the durability drain on your items. Now I can get to the actual portal faster at least, unless I get distracted, of course. I'd found another statue with a puzzle this time. I watched the little beacons light up and followed the pattern to hit the buttons, easily unlocking another Cherry Echo blueprint and a power-up. Around the corner after that, I finally saw the portal up ahead and approached it to put in my cards. The portal started firing up with more of the goblins appearing to try to stop me. Then a set of these golem-looking guys. And at the very end, this grasshopper even tried to sneak in a bite. That's enough, thanks. I'll see you guys on the other side. Well, I didn't see them actually. Instead, I saw this Mr. Ortega guy. He sent me to complete some quests he called trials, and his friend Desma gave me a new weapon called a Blunderbuss and a quest too. I'll be honest, I actually didn't even notice I got it till later, but I'm sure it will come in handy eventually when I run out of marbles for my sling bow. I got right off to exploring with no direction in particular. This realm had beautiful purple trees and these strange flower-budded deer. As I was watching them though, I noticed some of those red swirls over by this ruin. Looks like it's time for some fun. This realm had stronger level 20 monsters, but with a bit of good aim, my sling bow dealt with them just as well. And when my aim was bad, my knife did the trick. The Echo here unlocked a little tea set, and I continued up this hill next to see what else I could find. I stopped for a moment to check out this interesting cannon and dealt with this blue wolf that was trying to eat one of those flower butt deer. Then found some ore I couldn't mine yet before jumping across this canyon to check out this big place. Inside, I found this little pig that tried to attack me. It ended up running outside though, and no wonder because right after that some monsters came running out too. That's okay, I've got my trusty sling bow. Have I said yet that I really like this thing? I used it to deal with most of the boogers until this last one when I got out my knife. After finishing them, the pig came back and I dealt with it too, then went inside to see what all the fuss was about. There was another shiny cherry on the second floor, and on one of the pillars at the top was another echo. The echoes are scattered around the realms, sometimes just in the open near points of interest, or locked in one of these Bastille challenges. The one on this pillar is called a Bastille of Agility, and they require a bit of parkour. It took me a bit of effort to find the right path, but eventually me and my magic invisible climbing picks made it to the top. I used the height to my advantage, gliding towards a trader that I could see on my map, this wolf and its friend greeting me on my landing. I've got a friend too though, meet Harvey. This trader had all new stuff, different from the one in my desert realm. I bought a few things before heading off this time to a Fey tower marked on my map. On my way, I dealt with 2 different bound-infested ruins for their shiny cherry rewards, fought some more wolves, and then took a quick nap in one of the ruins I'd cleared. Well rested, I could see the tower from far off, and as I approached, the door opened wide to let me inside. There, I found a big glowing blue gem, then the red swirls appeared again. I used my sling bow as I retreated back out the door. There were only 3, and Harvey helped me defeat them, unlocking a nice bundle of essence and a door to continue up the tower. The next level met me with more red swirls and monsters. It was pretty easy too, though I had to be careful not to hit the traps on the floor. I don't think this guy got the memo. I was rewarded with another essence bundle at the end, and stairs up to the 3rd and final level of the tower. The tower's challenges can vary, but this one was all monsters. I fought the biggest batch of them up on this top level, defeating them to complete the Fey Tower for this realm, unlocking another shiny cherry and all of the important locations on my map. There was also this very special looking chest that held something called a synchronous lotus. As I picked it up, my guide Puck showed up to tell me I could use it to make my very own backyard portal. Ooh, fancy. I umbrellaed over to the nearest puzzle after that, where I ended up fighting some pigs so I could do this Bastille of Intellect. Next, I wandered over to a building where this clown greeted me. I'd used all of my marbles for the sling bow at the tower, and decided to give my pickaxe a try, charging right down the stairs at these 2 guys. I'm not sure why I tried to go toe-to-toe with Bunny Sword Guy, but I nearly died and didn't even realize I finished him with this last swing as I ran outside to drink a health potion. Good luck, Harvey. After he finished the other one, we headed further inside the cave to find 2 more of the boogers to fight. Using my knife this time, I fought them off with Harvey's help, unlocking yet another shiny cherry and blueprint. I found a Fey chest in the cave too, and then this room with some sort of different looking portal. Unsure if I wanted to go inside, I spent some time sorting through my inventory when I finally realized I'd been given the blunderbuss. Ooh. Then, after a quick bathroom break, it turned night and got very cold, which cuts your health down a lot. I thought I'd just sleep through it, but didn't have the stuff to make a bed and decided to go outside for some sticks. Yeah, I don't really know what I was thinking. I knew the bound spawned at night and walked right outside into a pack of them. I chickened out right down the stairs. Harvey didn't care though and ran straight in to fight them. Figuring I should probably suck it up and help, I joined in, shooting one and running as I reloaded, right into these pigs. I managed to fight them off, and I guess Harvey must have cleared out the bound monsters. There was nothing left but their scraps. Yep, that's enough for today. I think I'll call it a night. I started my Friday bright and early, hitting this button for the portal, waking up some Bound to fight in the process. Several of them spawned right on top of me, and I dealt with a few before almost dying, then made a run around this circle while my new best buddy finished them off. With the Bound defeated, we headed through the portal into a dungeon of sorts. They're called vaults in this game and consist of a few puzzles and creatures or Bound to fight. In the first room, I realized you could collect essence from these shiny bubble creatures. Fought a few boar, including one that gave me an especially big fabled bone.
Oh, that's a fancy one.
Then I found this red glowing symbol on the wall that turned blue when I examined it. I could see essence locked in this sort of pedestal thing, and a locked door too, so I went off looking for more of the symbols. Along with the other symbols, I also found these containers I could smash for stuff, including fancy ammo and the shiny ones, a fey chest, and a fey trap I bumped into that almost killed me.
Almost died.
Oh, more bubbles! Eventually, I found all of the symbols, unlocking the essence and the door. Then I followed it to find this little rest area with a bed, campfire, and a chest of wood to burn. I wasn't tired, though, and had plenty of food, so instead I continued on ahead. In the next room, there was a big bridge with a locked door at the end, and Bound down at the bottom. I could see them staggering around and decided that now would be a great time to try out some of that fancy ammo. I loaded some lightning marbles and launched them at the Bound below for a very interesting result.
Yeah, that's nice.
I could get used to that. It seemed to electrocute anything nearby as well and gave me a great start clearing them out. I only had a few though and finished them with my trusty old pickaxe. Then, in this room, I found another bundle of essence I just had to touch to unlock, and parkoured my way back up to the now open door. Turns out, this was the end, and I found 2 more tasty bundles of essence to grab and another lotus, then hit this button to fire up a portal out. Happy to make my way back out of the cave and into the fresh air again, I continued my day exploring the beautiful Antiquarian forest. I found this crazy, mysterious ore I couldn't mine yet, and this not-so-mysterious tin ore I could mine. More monsters for me and Henry to smash with our pickaxes, another shiny box, and this place called a Bastille of Might. Here, I had to push a button for a wave of Bound to spawn in. Then, after defeating them, I pushed it again. This wave was slightly bigger and came with a new monster I hadn't seen before. I shot him all the same. Then, on the 3rd round, this goblin spawned a little too close for comfort at the beginning, setting me up for the most difficult round yet. Between the bunny guys and traps I kept running into, it was a close one, and Harvey nearly even died. That was the last wave though, and I grabbed the goodies from this chest and the echo before using the travel to respite from my map and going back to the peace and quiet of my little house. I ended up spending the rest of the day working on materials to put together my own portal at home.
Need 3 wires, 7 ingots, and 10 lumber. You can do that.
While I was at it, I'm not sure what happened, but I turned around to find one of my walls destroyed and Harvey finishing off whatever creature had committed the crime. Well, that was interesting at least. Good job, Harvey. I took a quick break from my project to replace the wall and make a hammer to repair the other structures. And look, I've still got time to finish my portal. The next day, I noticed a new trader had moved in with a really cool hat for sale. I had nowhere near enough of the gold essence she wanted for it though.
Nice to meet you.
And checked in with Miss Sass for a new quest instead. Turns out she just wanted to tell me about the lady I'd just talked to though. Oh. After that, I got distracted chasing bubbles again before deciding I wanted to do a bit of building on my house.
Okay. Ooh, pretty.
I started with some fencing on my porch, then added the blueprint for some pillars and a roof. It needed more wood, so I set out for that next, noticing these cute little desert weenie dogs.
Hello, little doggy.
Well, I thought they were cute until I accidentally chopped a tree over on one and got a closer look.
Oh, it killed the doggy. I'm sorry, little doggy. You're an ugly little doggy, though. Gosh. Yeah, y'all better run. I'll chop a tree over on you.
Once I'd collected more wood than I can carry, I gave some of it to Harvey, then headed back home to finish up. As I stepped back to take a good look at it, I realized I'd placed my cairn in the worst spot ever. Luckily, though, you can press X to go into build mode and move it.
I love it.
With the new covered porch, I had the perfect spot to place an upgrade bench. I had unlocked it in the Antiquarian forest trader's shop, and you can use the green T2 essence I found there to upgrade your stuff. I had collected quite a lot of it in the dungeon yesterday and had enough to upgrade all my stuff. With everything upgraded, I took some time to add all the infusions and charms I'd collected, adding additional buffs and bonuses to all my gear too.
My lamp.
Then I set off to explore the rest of my home realm for the day,
It's a bathtub.
hoping to find another side of power I could enter with my new higher gear score of 41. First, I visited this provisioner side of power that I'd found before. Its barriers still blasted me back though, so I continued searching until I spotted this place. I'm pretty sure it's the Astrolabe side of power, which unlocks the next highest realm card with a gear score of 30. I made my way to the plateau it was on and climbed up, the minor realm card I'd played before helping me with its boosted jumps. When I got to the top though, I found I couldn't enter this one either. Well, maybe I was wrong. I floated down with my umbrella and landed on this giant mechanical hand. Some monsters and a scorpion greeted me, but Harvey was first to say hello. After introducing ourselves, I found some goodies in a chest they'd been guarding and started making my way to this giant ship. It was the gloom side of power, and I tried to enter it too, where again it bounced me back. Continuing on, I stopped by a nice shooting gallery next, then decided to try one more time at the big astronomy-looking place. Double-checking my gear score, I tried to walk through again, only to be spit right back out. I decided to check my quests to see if there was something I'd missed. I could see one for the herbarium side of power I wasn't ready for yet, but nothing else other than the forest quest with Mr. Ortega. Maybe I need to finish that one first. I umbrellaed off towards the portal, completely forgetting again about the bound spawning at night. I could see them spawning in all around as I landed right beside these grasshoppers. With my better gear though, the low levels of this realm were no problem at all. After traveling through the portal again, I turned in the quest, getting another in return.
Returning again to seek a bit of realm walking wisdom, are you?
This time to craft and apply an enchantment to my gear. I fast traveled back home and started to make it next before getting distracted and deciding to make a full set of new trapper's gear too.
Now look at us. So fancy. I hear a puck.
Puck stopped in for a visit while I was at it, I think, just to say hi. Then I also ended up needing to make my own infusion to finish the quest, before putting the Antiquarian and Forest cards into my personal portal this time. Let's try this again. I turned in my quest, getting a couple of interesting blueprints, and unlocking that side of power I was wanting. It's my last day here, but if I hurry, I might be able to defeat the boss there and visit the Astrolabe Swamp Realm before I leave. I rushed back home to make myself some more rock marbles, then headed straight to the big fancy building that was the Astrolabe side of power. With the Thin Veil card activated, I was still faster and could jump higher, so I barely even had to climb much at all to get to the top. I went straight inside and the first round of Bound appeared. Looks like I've still got that lightning ammo in. Oops. I switched back to my regular rocks and finished off this new flying booger, then headed downstairs. On this level, more Bound spawned, including a couple of sword guys. One of them with 2 swords and a ponytail though, instead of the usual bunny ears.
Get him, Javi.
I continued on, taking out another flyer before heading down another level. There were 2 more sword guys and I led them up away from the rest. I used the circle here to my advantage and finished them off before heading down to fight the others.
Oh yeah.
After that, I dropped right in on the boss level.
Who?
First, I collected the echo there, then hit the button to go. This boss had some minions included, and they got me trapped at the start.
Whoa. Oh god, this is bad.
I hid behind a pillar and hacked one, deciding I'd take them out first. It fell and exploded, then I went over to help Harvey up. We hacked at another while the boss was shooting me. Then I had to help Harvey up again, and he smashed the last of the pawns. With them out of the way, it was easy for us to run in and pickaxe the boss. And in the end, Harvey finished the job.
Oh, Harvey killed him. High five, Harvey.
I collected the Echo and the Astrolabe card blueprint in the center before heading back up. I'd noticed a set of stairs back up top and wanted to know what was up there. Well, a very pretty place and more monsters, of course. I grabbed a chest that was there too and made my way back out. I'm running short on time and I've got one more place I want to visit. Back home, I made the Astrolabe card and realized I could pass on my old clothes to Harvey. I'm not sure if he approves of the new style, but he didn't say much, so I guess it's okay. Then I closed my old portal and put in the Swamp and Astrolabe card before opening it again. I stepped through the portal to find the prettiest realm I'd been to yet.
Harvey, you're looking good, man. Chop it down.
Hoping to at least meet a few of the creatures in this realm, I started exploring, finding these cotton candy swamp rats first.
What are you guys doing? Are you friendly? You freak. Ah, no, it's not friendly at all.
I spotted a blimp in the sky and scared away this little baby tree guy.
Run, little baby tree.
Then past whatever these crazy looking things are when I found the realm's trader, Dan. Behind him though, I saw the creepiest thing yet. This water spider that gave me a serious case of the heebie-jeebies. It was far enough away so I bought myself a hat, then made my way over to face it. Or actually to shoot it from far away and hope I can kill it before it gets too close. I had one more creature even creepier yet to meet in this realm, though I didn't know it yet.
Yeah.
But before that, I wanted to finish my vacation with some nice, relaxing fishing. I caught a couple bass and visited one last ruin to see what was inside. Turns out it was a very explosive wave of bound to fight. Harvey's such a beast, though, he took them all on without me. Well, that was fun, wasn't it, Harvey? I climbed to the top of a nearby structure next to check for any last places to visit, when I spotted this place that looked like it was under construction. Mistakes were made though when I tried to umbrella my way over and I wasn't watching my stamina, and I fell to the ground instead, breaking my leg.
Oh,
Oops. Unable to jump or run, I staggered my way over to the building, with Harvey running ahead to help this lady named Sylvia being attacked by those cotton candy rats. She wanted help building the walls of this place, and I wasn't able to go far anyway. Guess we might as well help. As I went to gather materials, though, little did I know, something was sneaking up on us. I hobbled around, tossing my sickle at things, even looking right at it once. Then I almost walked right into it.
oh, I hate it, 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 I hate it so much.
There was no missing it this time. It was the most horrific thing I've ever seen, slowly stalking up on Sylvia. Then it changed its mind and went after Harvey, who was just minding his own, chopping down a tree.
Don't eat Harvey.
With my leg still broke, I really didn't want it on me, but I also didn't want it to eat him.
Oh, Harvey killed it!
Heck yeah, Harvey.
We managed to kill them both, now having met the wonderful Harpy. After all the excitement, my leg finally healed, and I still stuck around to help finish the building. Then ended the last night of my little vacation with quite a wonderful view. Be sure to check out Nightingale for yourself on Steam using my link in the description. And if you enjoyed the video, then maybe you should go watch this one.